Hey guys, today we're going to look at something called coin problems. So it's a new type of word problem where you have to set up let statements, and it deals with basically coins. And we know that there's a difference between how many coins you have and what they're worth. So that's the difference between quantity and value. So for example, if I have 3/4, right, my quantity is I have 3 of them. But my value is each quarter is worth 25 cents. So I have 3 times 25 cents, which is 75 cents. Or if I had 5 nickels, right? My quantity is I have 5 coins. But my value is I have 5 times, they're each worth 5 cents. 5 times 5 cents, I have 15 cents. So in these problems, you're going to have X amount of coins. Like you'll have X dimes, for example. So your quantity is X, but your value is, well, each dime is worth 10 cents. So 10 cents times X, times however many dimes you have. Or you might have like X plus 5/4. So your quantity is X plus 5. That's how many you have. But your value is, well, each quarter is worth 25 cents. So you have 25 cents times X plus 5/4. And that's the concept we're going to be using for these word problems. All right, so let's look at our first example. Example 1. In a boy's bank, there is a collection of nickels, dimes, and quarters, which amount to $3.20. There are, now they're going to make a comparison here, 3 times as many quarters as nickels and 5 more dimes than nickels. Notice how nickels is being compared to each time. So I'm going to let X be my quantity of nickels, like how many I have. And there are 5 more dimes than nickels. So I have X plus 5 is my quantity of dimes. And there are 3 times as many quarters as nickels. So I have 3 times X is my quantity, I'll abbreviate quant, of quarters. Now my equation is going to be based on the fact that I know that there is a total of $3.20 in all for all my coins. So this is the total value. That's what the value adds up to. Value, remember, is this, where you have to multiply the quantity, how many you have, by what each one is worth. So for my equation, everything adds up to $3.20, but it's not just X plus 5 plus 3X, because that's the quantity. That's just how many you have. That's that column. So what you need to do is multiply. Well, if you have X nickels and they're worth 5 cents each, 0.05 times X, plus if you have X plus 5 dimes and they're each worth 10 cents, 0.10 times X plus 5, plus, and if you have 3X quarters but each quarter is worth 25 cents, 0.25 times 3X. And that's how you set up your equation. You have to multiply each of your let statements by the value of that coin. Now, instead of working with all the decimals, what we're going to do is we're going to clear the decimals. It's like clearing the fractions. If you multiply each term by 100, you don't have to write it out for every term, but I'm just showing you where it comes from. You're basically moving the decimal twice. So this becomes 5X, and this becomes 10 times X plus 5. Only the number in front is affected because this is all one term. And this becomes 25 times 3X. And then you also have to remember to multiply this guy by 100. So that equals 320 cents. And what that does is it clears the decimal. It gets rid of the decimal so that you don't have to work with very big numbers. Okay, so I'm going to go through solving. I now have 5X plus 10X plus 50 plus 75 equal to 320. I now have 15X plus 125 equal to 320. Subtract 125. 15X equals what is that, 95? 195 divided by 15. X equals 13. Okay, so my X value is 13. That means I'm plugging back into here. That means I have 13 nickels. That's my quantity. I have 13 plus 5 dimes, which is 18 dimes. And I have 3 times 13, which is 39 quarters. All right, and they're all, well, today they're all like this. So we'll take a look at another one. Look at example 2. Now at this point you could pause the video and see if you could do it on your own and then check your answers. It says Harriet deposited $4.50 in nickels, quarters, and dimes in her savings account. The number of dimes exceeded the number of nickels by 5, and the number of quarters was 16 less than the number of nickels. Okay, so again, everything's being compared to nickels. So I'm going to have let X equal quantity nickels. The number of dimes exceeded the number of nickels by 5. X plus 5 is the quantity of dimes. The number of quarters was 16 less than the number of nickels. X minus 16 is the quantity of quarters. My equation is based on the fact that all the money adds up to $4.50. Right? But that's my value. That's my total value. Total value. So I have to multiply each let statement by the value of that coin. Nickels are worth 5 cents, so I have 0.05 times X nickels. Dimes are worth 10 cents. I have 10 cents times X plus 5 dimes, plus I have X minus 16 quarters, so 0.25. Each quarter is worth 25 cents times X minus 16. I'm going to clear the decimals. I'm going to multiply everything by, multiply everything by 100. So this becomes 5x because I'm moving the decimal twice. This becomes 10 times x plus 5. This becomes 25 times x minus 16, and this becomes 450. I now have 5x plus 10x plus 50 plus 25x minus, it's 400 equals 450. Okay, so I have 15x plus another 25x. So that's 40x. 50 and negative 400 is negative 350 equal to 450. I'm going to add 350 to both sides. I have 40x equals 800. Divide both sides by 40. X equals 20. So that takes me back up here. I have my quantity of nickels is I have 20 nickels. Quantity of dimes is 20 plus 5, 25 dimes. And quantity of quarters is 20 minus 16, which is 4 quarters. Okay, we'll do more like this in our class today. Thanks.